to the Blackprint 20 Summit. Philadelphia has been a fierce leader of Black history education. Philadelphia has been a foundation for others to look on how Black history can not just be implemented, but serve as an agent of change. Philadelphia is not just a city with Black history. Philadelphia is a leader of Black history.
The people's work is different. That's the other category. That's what we're talking about today. The people's work is movement work, driven by organizing, collective effort, and it's anchored by the highest standards. Everybody in this room I'm looking at that I know, they don't miss and they don't lower their standards. And like Asa Hilliard used to say all the time, he said, give me the students who you put in suspension. Right. Give me the students who act up, because you haven't broken her spirit yet. Give me them. Because they don't believe that you are invested in them. That's why they're acting out. That and something else going on at home or whatever, but at the end of the day, the master teachers don't lower their standards.
College. Yo, you know that university.
You know, because keep in mind, our history is scarce in many ways, right?
This is now a necessary document outside of nps.gov.
Connected diversity, because you have all these people coming from the different islands, you can bring their lived experiences, but they're also reading the works of different African Caribbean and African Americans.
If the hunter is always right, our stories never get told.
To make it more relatable, to make it more understandable, and to give us some context.
So you kind of see some of the things as well, because I want you to experience what we already know.
It's like this cautionary sort of explanation of what happens with criticality. Like there is like a level, you know, there's going to be a moment as you learn more where things could get a little scary.
The gifted and talented reading book that we have, every student in my class has that book. Every class, every student is going to be engaged in that book.
But there's a way that it can be balanced to actually like bring it in a way that makes sense for what these kids or what people in society are about.
Code meshing doesn't apologize for any of those things. It combines everything. So what we're seeing now in many cities around the United States is a combination of Spanish, English, AAVE, which is African American Vernacular English, and other languages mixing together and people openly speaking to each other and communication and comprehension happening through that.
And like I'm trying to rebuild that in my own children because I feel like the educational system now has stripped them of their confidence.
Like what word or what thought or what idea or what thing that we engaged in this time together is something that you are able to now take and start to build out into what does that look like into praxis.
Because sometimes there's like a sense on the left of like power is destructive, power is bad, but that's power as we have seen it has often been that, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Jolly was to do what? We're creating this space on purpose with intentionality.
That they were born in another country and they come here to try to make a better life for themselves and their family, and then like they're being like punished for it, which that doesn't make sense.
But the loyalty enough to know that this is a teacher that cares about me and wants to see me succeed in the future, regardless if I'm in her class or not. That's what we wanted to represent our school, like, and then also the be like as in balance.
According to these people, they said, well, we don't create technology based on that. We create technology in order to connect us to nature and to the ancestors. And so our technology is based on how do we get closer in tune with nature.
It is the first publicly funded high school for African Americans in U.S. history. Dunbar became a symbol of academic excellence, producing many notable alumni.
How can everyone express themselves without offending others? Do kids care about these things? Do adults care about these things? So you can make connections, they can make connections. Oh, you know, sit up straight in I'm engaged now.
There is so much bad information out here, especially on the internet. You know, get rich quick schemes and all this. And so a lot of our folks are just afraid. They don't know who to trust.
So they have a network where all the schools that are still active and open today communicate, they share best practices and strategies and stuff.
If you hear it, you hear it. Because what it looks like is, let's talk about those Black poor communities, and we're gonna put them in a box of being at risk.
We can have all the strategy in the world, we can know all the information, but it's how we show up in the classroom.
All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna just read through, we're gonna take, I don't know, 5-10 minutes just to read through, highlight anything you think is important or underline.
That's not true.
As a white woman, and she referred to them as the N-word. But she was trying to defend them against the racist Southerners that were still beating the children. So it was like, this is wild. So like, you know, again, that saviorism concept, while at the same time integrating Black people, but also pulling them up at the same time.
So they listened again, he got off the donkey, said, all right, boy, this time I'm gonna get on the donkey and you gonna pull. So they switched off and they went a little bit further through town. And somebody else looked over and said,
Ain't that a shame?
Man, you finally shot it out? Hush your fucking show. Come on over here. Let me show y'all what I just did.
In many ways, I was the perfect specimen to vilify. A big, dark-skinned man with a baritone voice. This fear of the big Black man is historic, as the myth leads to many negative stereotypes, such as being aggressive, violent, and physically larger than white folk. This often leads to negative encounters with those in authority. Also, the big Black man trope strokes the fears of many, and along with the attacks of CRT, was a good recipe to win the cultural wars.
Story of a lot of us who dedicate our lives for critical justice, truth in Black history. If you donate to this teacher pipeline, not only does it help fund freedom schools in the summer, but it also provides scholarships to sustain future Black teachers. So they get $20,000 towards college in their first 4 years. And if they become a teacher and remain a teacher for 5 years, they get another $20,000. We're gonna do this with our All Point, Regina Banks, future doctor, Abigail Henry, future doctor, Jacqueline Wiggins, our elder in residence, Tia Graves, our teacher coach, myself, Brittany Davis, Boyd Lang, who held us down all day today, man. And shout out to Michiko Cordones, who came up with the design for the Blackprint, that beautiful Black lady looking toward the future with the design on the background. All this is only possible because of them.